up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video I'm working on a family home that I built in the world of San Sequoia, and that's the world that came with the Growing Together expansion pack. And it's actually been a little bit since I've built anything in San Sequoia. I did something, I think at the start of autumn. I did another family home here that I really liked, and that was the first time I built here in quite some time. So now I'm back, and when I got started on this house, this is a very suburban type of a house. Like, in my opinion, this is like a classic suburban house. It has some symmetry to it, which is kind of weird for me because I don't normally like my builds to be very symmetrical. If you could just hear that, that was my cat's food dispenser. Seemed like there was a little bit stuck in there that just now came out. So that's a little bonus food snack time for my cat. But yeah, this house has some symmetry to it, which is a lot of fun because I don't normally do that. I was looking at a picture that I found on Pinterest, or it wasn't a picture per se, like it wasn't a photograph, but it was a sketch of a house, like a little drawing of a house. And I thought it was really pretty, and the house I was looking at I think was all the way symmetrical, but that was just a little bit too much for me, which I think it looks very pretty, but for some reason I just like to create some asymmetry to my builds with like different bump outs on different sides of the house. So that's what I was trying to do, because that way floor planning also is a lot easier in my opinion. I find it so difficult to create floor plans for perfectly symmetrical homes. They're very satisfying to look at, and once they work out, they're extremely beautiful. But for me personally, creating a floor plan for a 100% symmetrical build is nearly impossible. Like, I can't do it. I am not that talented when it comes to floor plans. Like, I just can't do it. So I created some asymmetry here as well, with the different bump outs on either side, but for the rest, the main part of the house is nice and symmetrical, and to me, it strikes me as like a suburban type of a house. It maybe has a bit of craftsman, like a couple of craftsman elements to it, but I don't know, I feel like it strikes me more as a suburban house. But let me know what you think. Let me know what type of style you feel like this build would qualify as. But I feel like it turned out really nice. And here we have a little bit of a side portion of the house, which normally would make perfect sense for a garage. But I was like, you know what, let's create a renovated garage. So the bump out used to be a garage, but the family living here actually renovated the house, and they turned the garage into a study space or like an office space really. And it has all these beautiful windows. Those big windows that I'm using came with a greenhouse kit. And I haven't used them on a regular house. I mean, I think I've done it maybe once before, but for the rest, I mainly use them for greenhouses or for little like patios or stuff like that, little pergolas, but not really on a house. So I thought for like a renovated garage, let's just use those windows and turn it into a sunroom type of a situation that I then later on turned into an office. So it's a nice sunroom office, I guess. Which was nice because I was building this house over on stream. By the way, a small feature that I really like about this house is I used the windows from Growing Together, but then I used the shutters from the Horse Ranch pack, and I really like how that came out. I use these green shutters, and I just think it looks so pretty, and they go really nicely with the windows, and it just adds a little bit of extra detail to the house that I was just very excited about. Also, the green color, like the dark green, was absolutely perfect. It went so nicely with this darker brown grayish brick that I'm using, and then the white shingles on top, like on the second floor. I felt like that was just a really, really nice combination. But what I was going to say is this family consists of two parents. I was thinking two parents, and one of them is a best-selling author. That is something we decided as I was building this on stream. We were kind of fiddling around with the exterior and then just trying to think of like what sort of household, what sort of family would live here. And the first thing that came to mind for some reason was a best-selling author. So we thought that was so much fun. So obviously I had to decorate the sunroom renovated garage portion into a beautiful office space for the best-selling author parent, because they work from home a lot probably. They sit there and they write, and they have these beautiful windows. They have lots of natural light coming through, and they have this beautiful view over the water, because you can't really tell right now, but this lot faces the water, the lake, the ocean. What is San Sequoia on? Is it a lake or an ocean? I'm not exactly sure. I think it's an ocean. I'm not sure. But it faces the water, so it has this spectacular view over the water, and it's just so pretty. There's probably all kinds of boats kind of just like sailing past, and I feel like it would be such a dreamy little area for a writer. So inspiring with the natural light coming through and the beautiful view. So I thought that was really nice, nice of an office for an author, so that's what we went with. And then for the rest, this house ends up having 3 bedrooms. There is a lot of space though on the ground floor. So if you wanted to add in an extra bedroom, you can definitely do that. Off of the living room, for example, we have an extra hobby skill building room with like a piano and an easel, like a creative room basically. And if you wanted to, you could close that off entirely. I closed it off with an archway, but you could put a door instead, and then you could turn that into another bedroom if you wanted to. So you could have 4 bedrooms. And then we have 3 bathrooms. We have a hall bathroom upstairs, a hall bathroom downstairs, and then also an ensuite for the parents' bedroom. So that's what I did as far as the rooms go. And then the house itself is actually pretty spacious. So I furnished it for up to 2 parents. It could also be a single parent, but I don't know. I feel like there would be a couple living in this place. And then I was thinking they have 3 children. So 1 teenager, and then a set of twins who are children. I was thinking a boy and a girl, and then for the teenager, I was leaning towards girl, but it doesn't have to be, of course. It really doesn't matter, but that's kind of what I pictured in my brain. And then for the parents, for some reason, I was picturing 2 moms. So I thought that would be really fun. So one of them is an author, and then the other one has a different job. I feel like this family is very creative overall because, well, one of the moms is a writer, and then the other one probably also has some sort of a creative profession. And then they have this skill building room with a piano and a guitar and an easel as well. So they have all these musical instruments and then a beautiful setup for painting as well. And then in the backyard, they have a bunch of gardening plots, so they can do a lot of gardening. There's a flower arranging table, so probably one of the parents is into flower arranging as well, maybe as a hobby, maybe as a side hustle, I don't really know. But I feel like overall this family is just very creative. And I was definitely also thinking that the teenage daughter also wants to go to college to do something creative. I was thinking that she is the one who plays the piano and the guitar as well. So she is the musically gifted one, but then maybe the other parent is as well. Maybe the other parent is like a musician for their profession or something like that. That could definitely be a thing. I could totally see that. One parent is a writer, one parent is a musician, and then also 3 very creative children. But for the kids, the twins, the younger kids, I didn't really have a specific personality type in mind. I mean, they're just kids, so they probably like to be creative as well. They do have a creativity table in their bedroom, so they probably enjoy crafts and like drawing and stuff as well. And then here on this lot, I didn't really have a lot of space for a backyard, so I kind of just created this side yard that kind of goes back like around the house to the other side, but there's more so like the most space is here on this side of the house, which is not a lot of space, but I did have just enough to like put down a swing set, and we also have a nice picnic bench there as well. And then on the other side, like at the back of the house, we have this back porch, and then on one side we have the bigger area with the swing set, and then on this side we have some, the other side we have some flower arranging and some planter boxes and things. And then here we also have a driveway, which I didn't give them a car because I felt like, I don't know, I tried it. I cut out that footage, but I tried a car on the driveway, but I just didn't really like how it looked. And also it would block the view out of the beautiful windows in the office space. It would kind of block the view over the water. So I decided not to put anything in the driveway other than a couple of bikes. And then I put a basketball hoop on the side of the house as well, because probably the children like to play with that, and the teenager probably as well. Just, you know, shoot around a little bit. I thought that was cute, and I just always really enjoy the look of a basketball hoop on family homes. To me, that is so cute and so like picturesque, if that makes sense. It is very American in my opinion. Here in the Netherlands, you don't really see it anywhere, basketball hoops on houses, maybe in the back, like in the backyard or something, but it's not very common. Whereas when I was in the US, I felt like pretty much every other house in the neighborhood where I lived, at least, every other house had like a basketball hoop in the driveway, which I thought was so cool. So to me, that is very something out of movies and something very picturesque and just cute, you know? So I decided to go for it for this house as well. And then there is a beautiful, pretty spacious front porch as well, where I just placed some decorations from the greenhouse kit, because I was really trying to, you know, just make it look like one of the parents at least is very much into gardening as a hobby. I was thinking that, I mean, you could also have it as a profession, but I was thinking for this family it would be more of a hobby, because they probably spend a lot of time inside, like writing or maybe playing their instrument or whatever it is that the other parent does. So maybe they like to go outside in the yard and do some gardening, flower arranging in their free time. But then after the exterior, I basically got all the landscaping done before we moved on to the interior. Obviously, I have a little bit of work left to do in the backyard as well. But then we moved on to the interior. So I did cut out me fiddling around with the floor plan because that took forever. I did it live on stream and oh my God, I was messing around with it for over an hour, I feel like. It took me so long. I just couldn't figure it out because the house is so big. And for some reason, the shape of it was giving me a little bit of struggles. But I figured it out in the end, and I think the floor plan actually turned out really, really, really fun. I feel like this house turned out very inviting. And then for the color scheme on the interior, you can see that I went for this very warm toned wooden floor. It's almost like an orangey wood tone. Well, not almost. It's basically an orangey wood tone. And I really like using this one, especially in autumn. I also set my game to fall as I built this, so I was really trying to capture, once again, the autumnal vibes, even though this house isn't completely decorated for fall, but I don't know, I just enjoy building in the fall season in the game because it's appropriate right now and it just makes me very happy. So I was like, you know, let's just try and build this one in the fall as well, but I feel like it would also look good in any other season. I just like it when the plants are a little bit more muted when it comes to the colors, like the greens. They're not all the way dead like they would be in winter, but the colors are more muted, and I don't know, for some reason, a few months out of the year, I just like to use that setup in The Sims as well. I don't know, to kind of just reflect my love for fall in real life, I guess. But then here we have the living room, like the family room, and you can see that I really went for all these very warm colors. I wasn't really planning on that. To be honest, as I was building this house, like as I started working on this house, I kind of had it in my mind that it would be more modern on the inside, like a little bit more renovated, a little bit more modern. But then as I got to decorating, for some reason this happened, and it's not like not modern. It's not old, but you know, it's not like completely newly renovated and extremely like modern or anything. It has this this fireplace and a nice rocking chair next to it, and I feel like it's just very cozy. I really like how it came out, and the colors are just so nice. This floorboard for some reason is always very inspiring to me. I just love this color, like I already explained. It just brings in so much warmth and it makes it feel so cozy and inviting, and that's kind of what I was trying to capture because it is a family with 3 children, so I feel like maybe it'd be a little bit messy. There would be some crafting materials around, some games, some puzzles, you know. I feel like that would make sense for a family home, and I was actually using a lot of the growing together items in this house as well, especially here in the living room, as you can probably tell already, because I was using the windows from Growing Together, and we were obviously building in San Sequoia as well. So for some reason I guess I was just kind of inspired to use a lot of those items again to just kind of revisit the vibe of the Growing Together family homes, and I still really enjoy them. Yeah, so next week is actually already Halloween. I can't believe how fast time is going. I honestly don't understand. But after Halloween, obviously, in my brain, that's when Christmas starts. I know not everybody agrees with me. I know there's a lot of people that will agree with me, but I also feel like there's a lot of people that will not agree with me. And that's okay, because I do know that, I was gonna say Harvest Fest. Thanksgiving is a thing, but it's not here. I'm in the Netherlands and it's not a thing here. So after Halloween, which also isn't really a thing, but it is a little bit these days. After Halloween, it's Christmas. Okay, I'm very excited about it. So I think, well, I know for sure that in November, my first Christmas build will arrive. And I have a few ideas, but I'm not set on what I want to do first, and I want to know what you like to see. So if you have any suggestions, for Christmassy builds that you would like to see, you can leave a comment down below and I will add them to my list and I will see what I can get to. I don't know how many I'll be able to get done, but I'm very excited to get started on Christmassy builds. So, and that also something that is very exciting. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we haven't talked about it yet. Today is Thursday, and that's also the day this video will go live. Yesterday, there was a leak for the new expansion pack, and it's supposedly called For Rent, and we kind of already guessed from the snippets that they gave us, the little hints, that it was going to be something real estate related or rental houses related, and that's what it looks like we're getting if the leaks are legitimate. Like, we don't know. But I feel like, I mean, the leaks are usually true, so I don't know, we'll see. But the annoying thing is that if the leak is true, then this new pack is coming out on December 8th, on December 7th, and I'm going on a trip for about a week, for like 6 days, on December 8th, which is literally the worst timing in the world. So I'm already stressed about that, because I'll be away when the new pack comes out, supposedly, if it's true. We don't know. Maybe when this video goes up. Today is Thursday, so we could get an announcement today. Maybe we'll know more about this as you're watching this video. Maybe not. Who knows? Who's to say? I don't know. But yeah, that is very unfortunate timing, either on my end or on the Sims' end. I don't know whose fault it is. But if the pack is gonna come out on December 7th, then I won't be here for a week. And that's, oh my God, I'm gonna have a rough time. Like, I'm going away on a trip to see my family, which is actually very exciting. They live abroad, so I'll be seeing them. And I decided to stay for a bit longer because I could take a couple days more off from work, and it was just very great timing, or so I thought. Because in my brain, I was like, the new pack is supposedly coming out sometime in November. So yeah, sure, the second week of December, I can go on a trip. That will not be a problem at all. So I booked the trip. I booked the flights, and then a day later, all this went down, and we got the leak, and supposedly it's coming out on exactly the day before I leave. So that's very unfortunate, but we'll see. Maybe the date is not accurate. I'm kind of crossing my fingers that it's not accurate, but I'm pretty sure we're out of luck here. I'm pretty sure the date is accurate, which, you know, okay, I'm just gonna have to go and deal with that. I just won't be able to create any builds or videos right after the pack goes live, which is very unfortunate. But we'll see what happens, and I will definitely create builds with the pack once I do come home and have time to sit down and build, of course. So there will be content just a little bit later, and I'm not excited about it. Stuff like that stresses me out, you know, because I want to get my hands on that pack as soon as I can, and then I just want to start building. But yeah, I won't be able to do that this time around, probably. So we'll see what happens. But that being said, I'm very excited about this pack though. And from the looks of it, from what leaked, it looks like there's going to be a new lot type coming to the game. You can have multiple household lots, and you can have apartment buildings and like neighboring houses or something. I have to do a deep dive into this, but I'm very excited about it because I really have been wanting multiple household lots for so long. Imagine the possibilities. Imagine being able to actually build neighboring townhouses and have separate households that you can place separately, live there. Oh my God, that's so fun. And I'm also so excited to see what kind of world we're getting with this. Is it going to be another city? Because if it says apartment buildings, then I feel like that would point towards a city-inspired world. I have no idea, but that's kind of what I'm expecting, and I can't wait to find out more. So fingers crossed. It's actually 5:30 my time, and if The Sims does release news, it's usually around 5 p.m. my time, so that'll be in about 30 minutes from now. I don't know. I'm very anxious about this. We'll see what happens, but I'm really excited about a new expansion pack. And we'll hopefully find out more. But let me know, what do you think? What do you think of this leak? What do you think of this new expansion pack? Are you excited about it? And if you have any requests of what you would like to see me build with it, let me know in the comments. I can once again put them down on my list and I'll get through it once I actually come home and have time to build. I will probably prepare some builds before I leave though, to get a good, like, you know, just a general idea of what I want to do. And I do have, if the pack comes out on the Thursday before I leave, I do have one evening. I have one evening to like start up the pack and check it all out and see what's going on. And then I have to close my game and leave. So that's going to be a very, very difficult moment for me, but I'm sure I'll live. I'll probably survive, you know. Anyway, back to what we're building right now. So this is the study space or the office space for the author that I was talking about. It's a very inspiring little room, especially because of the beautiful light coming through, like the sunlight and the big windows and the beautiful view over the water. Obviously, I had to include a bunch of bookcases, and I have some book stacks in here as well, kind of representing the books that they wrote and maybe won prizes with. And I also put some awards on the desk, so you can probably kind of tell that this office space belongs to an author. I feel like it's pretty clear. And then there's also a couple of reading chairs here in the back of the room, but for the rest, the room itself is pretty empty, which I kind of like not too many distractions, just a nice calming environment. There is an archway instead of a door, but I created an archway with an open door, if that makes sense. Obviously, that's not functional in The Sims. They can't close the door, but I like the look, especially in family homes. I just like the look of open doors. I wish we had open interior doors in The Sims. We have some sliding doors and stuff that are open, like some archways that look like sliding or folding doors. But I wish we just had interior doors that are open. Imagine having a closed as well as an open swatch for every interior door. Oh my God, that would make me so happy. That would be amazing. But thankfully you can also create them. If you have Toolmod especially, it's very easy to create. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun to do, and I feel like it adds a little bit of detail. But then here, this is the bathroom. This is the downstairs bathroom, and that's the only one I actually decorated on camera because it was just a little bit too repetitive. We have 3 bathrooms total, and they're basically color scheme wise and stuff, they're all the same. So I only recorded one, but I will of course show you the rest in the tour portion of this video after the speed build. But for now, we have moved on to the second floor, and we have this small little landing over here with, yet again, of course, some more bookcases. If there's one thing these people own, it's a lot of books, in my opinion, because, well, for one of the parents is a best-selling author, but then the rest of the family, I feel like, just also really, really loves reading. So they have a bunch of bookcases, and yeah, I placed a couple more here on the landing as well. And then for the rest, I just gave them a dresser and some knickknacks that you could possibly find in a on a landing, like in a landing area. They have some vacation pictures by the staircase and stuff like that. And then we're moving on to the parents' bedroom. So the parents have a nice ensuite, which is nice. They also have a built-in wardrobe. And then for their color scheme, I use this greenish, like this very light sea foamy green type of a color for the wallpaper. It's one of the base game recently added swatches. Was it recent? Yes, it was recent actually. For some reason I was thinking it was with the infant update, but no, it was with the one after that. It was with the update before Horse Ranch came out. So they're pretty recent, they're pretty new, and I really, really like this sea foamy light green swatch. I think it's really, really pretty. Definitely something I would want to have in real life, by the way. That's a color I could pick. You know, if it fit the vibe in the room I was painting, this is definitely a color I could choose. And then for the rest of the color scheme, I use this bed. This bed is from Discover University, and I don't use it a lot, but it has a couple of really, really beautiful swatches. So I'm glad I stumbled upon it when I was looking for a good bed. And then I found this swatch with the dark brown and the red corally type color for the bedding, and I just think it's really nice. I feel like it complements the green. The red and green is not really a color combination I would normally go for, but for some reason combined with the dark brown woods, I feel like it just it warmed up the space a little bit, and it's an interesting color combination that I actually kind of enjoyed. And then here in the smallest bedroom, I actually gave the smallest bedroom to the teenager because the kids are sharing a room, so I thought it'd be fair to give them the bigger room because, for one, there's 2 of them sleeping in there and they also need a bunch of toys, whereas a teenager doesn't really need any toys. So I just gave them the smaller bedroom, and I also gave them a double bed. I really embraced the high school years pack for this bedroom. I was like, you know what, let's revisit that pack for a bit. High school years is a staple for me. Ever since it came out, it has become a staple because it is so perfect, not only for teenagers' bedrooms, but really for any type bedroom. But I feel like especially obviously for teenagers' rooms, it is so perfect. So I really embraced the high school years pack for this room. I used a bunch of posters and just wall decorations for it, and I used the desk and the chair and the bed and the dresser. They're all from high school years. They go so nicely together, even though they're pretty mismatched. The dresser and the desk do match, but then the bed and the wardrobe, the taller wardrobe, are different. But still, it just looks so good together. I just really like these furniture sets, and they make my heart so happy. And then high school years obviously comes with a bunch of clutter as well, so I cluttered up their desk. I was debating giving them their own computer, but then I was like, you know what? No, let's not do that. Let's not put a computer in the teenagers' room. So I just cluttered up their desk with other beautiful decorations. And like I said, I was thinking that this teenager is musically gifted. So they are the ones that like to play the guitar as well as the piano downstairs in the hobby room. And they probably also take up their guitar to their own room to practice from time to time as well. But then for the rest, they also have a bunch of posters and just nice little knickknacks in here. So from this room, you can't really tell personality-wise that they like to play music, but you know, that's kind of the storyline that I had in my brain anyway. And then for the color scheme, it's very blue and orangey, but it also has some touches of green and yellow here and there. And I really like that. I love that dark blue wallpaper. I think it's so pretty. And then the bigger bedroom is for the twins, the children, and I gave them bunk beds. And for the color scheme, I was not sure what to do with the wallpaper, but I settled for this wallpaper with the clouds on it that kind of matches the bedding that I'm using, especially the one on the top bunk, because that one is also blue. So I went for a blue and pink color scheme at first, but pretty quickly I decided to just kind of go all out, and it's very mismatched, and there's definitely some colors in there that are not pink or blue. And we also have some mismatched furniture. We have some white wood swatches. We have some orange wood swatches, or orangey brown wood swatches. And then, yeah, there's just a bunch of activities and little toys and stuff in here. I also gave them their own bouquets because I thought it was nice that it matched the dresser or the wardrobe. And they have one desk and then also a creativity table as well. So they have a couple of activities here. They also have a Blarfy and a toy box. And that is it as far as their toys go. Actually, I did also place this friendship bracelet little thingy on the desk, which is actually an activity they can do. I think you need it, and I think you need to have it in your Sims inventory if you want to use it though, but it's very easy. You could just pick it up and drag it into their inventory. But it's a cute little activity that I actually need to use in the game sometime, like in gameplay. I think it'd be so fun. I don't think I've ever used it actually, which is a shame because it's such a cute little item. That being said, I don't play the game that often, but you know, I should try it when I do play it. But then we're moving on to the backyard. So they have a small little back porch that I turn into a sitting area basically. So they have some outdoor furniture here, which I think looks really cozy. And then down here on the extended terrace area situation, I placed a dining table as well as a grill so they can do some grilling and some eating and some hanging out outside. But that is basically it for the speed build. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game, and just let me show you the view. Look at this gorgeous view over the water. There's this beautiful bridge here on the side as well, and that's the view out of this nicely renovated garage. I feel like that's so cool. But yeah, here we have the driveway. So there are a couple of bikes parked. We have the basketball hoops and just some basketballs lying around, and then over here we have a little entrance into the backyard. So there's a swing set here. It's very crammed, so I would suggest not swinging too far back because you would probably hit the house. So you know, be careful. There's a picnic bench here, and when you walk around, this is where you'll find the back porch and the dining table, the grill area. There's a nice sitting area over here, and then here on the other side is the little gardening space. I feel like this is so cute with the gardening boxes and pots and the flower arranging table. I just think it's very nice. But back to the front of the house, I did do a little bit of decorating for fall. I placed some pumpkins here, just a little bit of an autumnal touch, you know? I just couldn't resist. And then over here is a chess table, which is a nice activity, and then over here are just some gardening decorations. But then when we go into the house, I'll show you a quick overview of the floor plan. So there is a hallway over here with a staircase, family room, hobby room, dining room, kitchen, and then the study or office space for the writer over here. So yeah, we go into this entryway space where obviously I just placed a bunch of entryway decorations, some knickknacks, really make it clear that there is a family living here. And then over here, there is a family room. They have a fireplace, a frame TV, a bunch of stuff on the coffee table, so lots of clutter, and as you can also tell, just lots of books. I love this couch with the pillows. I just feel like it adds so much warmth. There's some space for family photos over here, and then off of the living room is the downstairs hall bathroom. So this is a full bathroom, which is nice. And then over here through the archway is kind of like an extension to the living room, which you could turn this into another bedroom if you wanted to, but I thought it was a nice space for a hobby room. So we have a piano, a guitar, more books, of course, and then a corner for painting as well. Then on the other side of the house over here through this archway is the dining room. The dining room has its own fireplace, which I thought was so fancy, but also just so cozy. I placed a little pumpkin on top, once again, for some fall vibes, you know, and there is a nice 6-seater dining table, a beautiful china cabinet, and an extra chair in the corner for guests, you know, I thought that would be nice to have. And then there is another one of these beautiful archways leading you into the kitchen. And I really enjoy how this kitchen came out. I don't know why, but I just feel like it's so cozy. I feel like this is my favorite room in the house for some reason. I'm loving the orange brown countertops and then the black appliances. So I feel like this kitchen was partially renovated. They did get new appliances, but I feel like maybe the countertops are still original, just painted maybe. I also put laundry in the kitchen, which I know for a lot of people isn't really very common. Here in Europe, it's definitely something you see. It definitely happens, and I don't normally place laundry in my kitchens when it comes to my builds. So I was like, you know what? I have the perfect nook for it. Let's go for it. So we have laundry here, then obviously a bunch of appliances, and also some island counters here for a little breakfast nook. And then off of the dining room, we have the office space. So this would be the writer's desk. And once again, just look at their view. That is so nice. They have a bunch of knickknacks here, some cookies for snacking while you're writing. And then there's also some music in here. Obviously a nice little reading area, and also a fish, because I've been obsessed with placing this fishbowl lately. Then when we go upstairs, we have the landing. There is a nice, beautiful walk-in closet type of a thing here on the landing as well for a bunch of storage. But then over here on this side, we have the parents' bedroom. I really like this color scheme. The red and green isn't something I would normally choose, but for some reason, I really enjoyed it for this room. They have some wardrobes back here, but then also a built-in closet over here, and they have an ensuite, which is very similar to the bathroom downstairs. The layout is just slightly different. Next to the parents' room is the teenagers' room, which is nice and cluttered and feels very personalized in my opinion. I love this bed, and the colors in here are so pretty. I feel like they work really nicely together. So the teenager has their own desk, also with a bunch of books and things. They also have some clutter on the floor. They did not get a walk-in or built-in wardrobe, so they have their own little storage or wardrobe over here, and then an additional dresser here behind the bed as well, with some extra decorations. And then over here across from the teens' room is the kids' room. They have a lofted bed and just a bunch of colors going on. I really enjoy these curtains in here. I don't think I've ever used this swatch of the curtains, but I feel like it just, it looks really, really nice. Very out there because these colors do not all match, but that's the charm of a kid's bedroom, I feel like. You can just kind of go all over the place. But yeah, as you can see, they have a bunch of activities and toys and things in here, and yeah, it's just a cozy little room with a bunch of space to play. And then across from the kids' room here is the upstairs hall bathroom. So I feel like this is mostly for the children and the teenager to share, since the parents have their own bathroom. So this one is a little bit more on the messy side. It's also slightly larger than the other ones, so there is a little bit more space in here, but I feel like this bathroom turned out really nice. But that is basically it for this house. So this suburban family home is up on the gallery. I built it on a 30 by 20 in the world of San Sequoia. It has 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and it comes in at just under 132,000 simoleons. Very expensive, but what can you expect from my builds? They're always expensive. But yeah, if you want to place it in your game, then it goes in San Sequoia. But that's gonna do it for today's video, so I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download this build off the gallery, like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so, and if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/SimmarySims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!